Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now in this video, I'm going to be talking about the fastest way to save 10 grand. So if you're currently really struggling with savings, maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck, even if you're on a decent salary, hopefully these tips will help you guys. But firstly, my name is Jodie. This is a pretty new channel. I live and work in London and I've worked in finance in particular for the last 10 years. So over that time, I've gained a lot of finance tips that have helped me in my personal life. I've been able to buy and sell 2 properties before the age of 30 and also save a pretty decent emergency fund. So I just wanted to share personal finance tips to help people get better with their money. So let's get into the video. The very first thing I want to talk about is to create a very strict budget for yourself if you want to save 10 grand fast. And the way you do this is you list all of your income that's coming in. Do you just have a salary or do you have any other side hustle gigs that's bringing money in for you? And then list all of your costs. So that's your needs, your wants, and your savings at the minute. If your saving is a big fat zero, that's okay, you will get there. That's what this video is about. But currently, all of your expenses that you have, list them out and categorize them. Are they a need or are they a want? Obviously, your needs are things like your rent, your mortgage. If you've got minimum payments on credit cards or loans, they are, of course, a necessity that you need to pay off. And then with your wants, this is more like entertainment, eating out, having the crack, having fun. Okay, if you're really serious about getting to that 10K number, you really have to make a strict budget and put in those amounts as a budget for each area. If you really want to be strict and just say, hey, I'm only going to spend £100 on fun this month, you have to be strict with that and only spend 100. People are sometimes really surprised when they go through their expenses, they go through their online banking and realize, oh my God, I've been spending 400, 500, 600 a month just on fun and not actually getting anything out of that money. So if you're really serious about saving, analyze your expenses and make sure you put a number against it and don't go over that number for the month. The second thing then is to cut down on unnecessary expenditure. A way to look at this, it could be things like your subscription services. You could have direct debits going out or automatic payments going out for things that you forgot were there and you don't even use. So really scrutinize where your money is going. The great thing with online banking apps is that you can see with a click of a button all of your direct debits if you're in the UK or all of your automatic payments in the US and where your things are going. And if you look at that list and you realize, oh my God, I don't use half of this stuff on subscription services or maybe like beauty packages and things like that, just cancel them, okay? If you're not using them, cancel them. Or if you feel like they're not a necessity in your day-to-day life, of course, cancel them. The great thing about Netflix and Amazon and subscription services is that you can share them with your friends, okay? If a family member or if a good friend or partner has a subscription, maybe borrow theirs rather than spending the money on it yourself. This also goes for phone plans, insurance, or utility bills that you're on currently. There's bound to be a better rate if you haven't looked at them for long enough. If you've stayed with the same utility service or the same phone provider for your network for many, many years, you're probably not on the best deal. So really scrutinize where your money is going and then you can either call them up, that supplier, or else move to a different one to get a better deal. The third thing then is to increase your income. So what you can do is either small jobs, maybe neighbors have a garden that needs cutting or trimming down bushes, maybe your neighbor has a dog that you could walk, things like that. There's an app called Rover and Cat in a Flat where you can mind people's pets and get paid for it. Or you could also sell things around the house. Do you have a lot of clothes that you could sell on Depop, eBay, Vinted? Those sites are really good for secondhand clothes. If you have a lot of stuff in your wardrobe that you don't even wear and maybe they're decent brands, you could get a good price for those on these websites. Or you could use your skills. Are you very creative? Are you into arts and crafts? You know, you could use these things and sell them at markets nearby, or you could again go online and create an Instagram profile or even eBay and sell your creative goods there. A lot of times people aren't even aware of the skills that they currently have. Are you really good at Microsoft Excel, for example? Could you create a course and sell that online so that people can learn in that way? You're sharing your skill and you're also getting income as well. I do a video on side hustles. If you're really curious about having another stream of income, I'll pop it up here if you're interested. The fourth thing then is to automate your savings. So every time you get paid into your bank account, if you get paid on the first of the month from your salary, what you need to do is automate those payments so that if you know you want to save £500 a month and you can on your current salary, have that automatically go out into a separate savings account. Don't keep it in your current account or your personal account that you have, okay? Create a separate savings account and automate it. And also a really good tip is to make sure it goes out at the very start of the month. This way you won't be tempted if that money is sitting in your current account, okay? And if it goes out on the very first month and that's when you get paid, okay, then you are not tempted to even touch that money, and it's happening in the background without you having to do anything manually. Once you set it up once, that's it, okay? So this is a really good tip to make sure that you are actually saving the amount that you had planned. Number 5 then is to reduce your biggest expenses. So a way you can do this is to look at your current housing situation. Is it very expensive where you're renting? Could you move to a different area? Or if you need to live where you're currently living, could you have a housemate? Could you have a friend that pays, a certain percentage to live on your sofa bed, things like that? Or if housing is not the area where you feel like you can scrimp, have a look at your transportation. Do you currently have a car but live in a big city? Do you rarely use it but you're paying really high, car loan or insurance? Maybe you can sell the car, or at the very least, maybe carpool with a friend to work, or maybe use public transport a little bit more and just get rid of the car. In terms of your groceries as well, this can often be a really big cost for people. Yes, people eat out, but if you're willing to plan on saving quite a lot, cut down your eating out expenses, but also on your groceries. Maybe you're buying really big brands that are quite expensive when you buy all the time. Maybe have a look at the local stores brands instead. So the Tesco brands, the Walmart own label food items, okay? Because oftentimes these are a lot cheaper. If you're living with a lot of people, maybe you can be the person that's in charge of groceries, you buy in bulk, and then for everyone it's going to be cheaper every month. Number 6 then is to take advantage of tax efficient savings accounts. Now this could be put your savings into a high interest savings account, of course, make sure you're getting a really decent interest rate, but also if you're in the UK, we have something called an ISA. I do a video on this explaining it in more detail, but what this is you can save up to 20 grand tax-free in this account every tax year. And what that means also is you can get a stocks and shares ISA account and invest in that account and then not have to pay any tax on anything that you gain on top of that, which is an amazing incentive. So if your money is going into a cash account, make sure it's a high interest savings account. If you're curious about investing, which is really important, look into an ISA if you're in the UK, or there will also be other packages and wrappers in other countries too. So number 7 is to monitor your progress of your savings. So what you can do is either get a notebook or an Excel spreadsheet or a piece of paper on your desk, okay? And making sure that you're writing down what you're able to save every month. And when you actually achieve it, you can tick it off. And this will make you feel very fulfilled that you've actually achieved something every month. And this way you're able to adjust as needed. If you had set a goal of saving £500, but you're 3 months into your saving goal, okay, and you realize, oh my God, I can actually save £700 if I stop buying, clothes every month that I don't actually wear. And then you'll start to really understand how quick you can save that chunk of money. People are often afraid to use Excel sheets, but it doesn't have to be anything serious. There's also free, finance apps as well. There's Mint, there's Emma. They're really good at tracking budgets. Also, if you're in the UK, there's Money Saving Expert does a free budget template. There's lots of different ones for absolutely free. So don't be afraid to, Google them and have a look and have a play. Or if you're more like me, where you really enjoy just writing stuff on a piece of paper and have a pen, you can of course write this down. And every time that you've achieved something, when you tick it off, you're going to feel so much more fulfilled. How much do you currently want to save? If you really want to save 10k, hopefully these tips have been helpful. I tend to post 2 videos a week, so if you want to learn more about finance, let me know. Okay, bye.